Hello, my name is Roy Varney. I'm TRTA's Multimedia Specialist. Today, I'm going to walk you through how to manage your local chapter through TRTA's new Digital Membership Management System, TRTA Portal. First, you'll need to log into your TRTA account. I'm going to open my internet browser, Google Chrome. I'm going to go to trta.org. There are two ways to access the portal. I can either select Member Login up here, or I can choose TRTA Portal from the navigation menu. This page will be updated with information on the portal. From here, I'll select the Portal button. On this page, you'll need to enter your username and password. If you're having difficulty with either of these credentials, you can select the corresponding help button down here. This is a common spot where people run into difficulty. Please be sure to email membership@trta.org if you're stuck here. You may need to ensure that you're logging in with the correct credentials for your personal account. Your TRTA personal account, not your chapter account, will have access to the portal. Once logged in, you'll be able to view your profile. This is where you can edit various details about your profile, such as your contact information, password, and photo. Next, we need to go to Chapter Portal. If this button isn't appearing for you, it could be an issue with the local submission of officers. If you're not seeing this button, email membership@trta.org. I'm now here in the chapter portal. On the left-hand side, you can view your chapter details, including your chapter number and district number. I'm using example ART. There's also a quick link to your member roster, treasurer report, officer roster, and at-large list. Everything that you see in the chapter portal is from the live TRTA database. For the purposes of this video, I've whited out personal information of members. I'm going to review my member roster. You can sort the information on the screen using the labels at the top. You can scroll to the right to view additional information such as member addresses. There are also multiple pages that you can sort through. If you'd like to display more data on a page, there's a Show All button. Finally, there's an Export button here to download the data in a spreadsheet to your PC. I'm going to click the Chapter Portal button and go over to my Treasurer report. The Treasurer report has the same information as the member roster, it's just formatted differently. There's also a scroll bar here, and you can export the data to PDF. Exporting it to PDF will be the best way for you to print this information. I do not recommend printing the information from the web page. I'm going back to the chapter portal and going to visit my local officers. With the local officers, I'll have access to the same features found on my member roster. Now I'm going to go check out the at-large tool. The at-large list uses a search tool to locate at-large members in your area. You'll need two pieces of information: your district number and your county. To enter your district number, you'll want to add a 0 at the start. For instance, District 13 is 013. I'll enter Travis County and click Find. Thus, I'll find information for at-large members in my area, and I can sort them and export them as necessary. I'm going to return to the chapter portal and turn my attention towards chapter management. I have two goals today. First, I want to locate a non member at large in my area named Maria Garcia and add her to my local roster. Second, I want to add a new member named John Doe to my roster. Before inputting payments, you'll want to separate out existing members from new members. You may want to review your local chapter roster to verify that the existing member does indeed owe state dues. Search contacts will allow you to search the TRTA database for members. Again, this is a live look at the TRTA database. You can use this to search for any new members that are joining or renewing. If it's an existing at large member, you can add them to your local chapter. If the new member isn't in the database, you have the ability to add them. In this example, I'm going to search for Maria Garcia, which is a common name among our members. I want to verify whether the Maria Garcia who's joining my local unit isn't already in the database, so I'm going to check additional fields such as her physical address. There are a variety of search options you can use to narrow down the results. I recommend using only one additional search option when trying to locate a member. Too many options may result in your search coming up empty. Our goal is accuracy. We don't want to create duplicate profiles in our database. Take your time when making your entries. If you see a member type labeled NM, it stands for non member. You can submit dues for non members and their member type will update. If the member already belongs to another local chapter, TRTA staff will need to make the move for you. I've found the Maria Garcia that's an at large member in my area that I'm going to add to my local chapter. I've confirmed it's the correct one by looking at her physical address. I'm going to write down her ID number for when I add her to my roster. To add a member to the database, use the Add New Contact button. Again, add new members only after performing a search, as we don't want to create duplicate profiles. Please take your time and review your information to ensure its accuracy. Red asterisks will mark required fields. I'm going to add John Doe, who's a new member to TRTA. The email address will need to be unique, which can be problematic for members who share email addresses and members who don't have email addresses. Encourage your members to set up a unique email address. If that is not possible, use a unique placeholder email. The example I recommend using is their first name dot last name at yourlocalsname.com. In this example, I'm going to use john.doe at exampleart.com. This ensures that my member's email address will be unique. Once created, the member will be saved as a non-member at large. You will need to move them into your local. Once their dues are processed, their member type will be changed to member. I'm going to hit the save button and use the suggested address and hit the save button again. Great, John Doe's been added to the database. Now that I've created John Doe, I'm going to close this box and locate him in the database. I can see him here. He's been added as a non-member at large. I'm going to write down his ID number like I did with Maria Garcia's so I can add him to my roster. You can submit as many entries as you need. Now that we've added the new profiles to the database, we're going to add them to our local roster. To do so, we'll switch to the Member Payments tab and click the Member Payments button. I'm in an administrative account, so I can switch between local chapters. I'm going to select Example ART. You won't see this box because you only manage one chapter. Now, I'm going to add Maria Garcia and John Doe to my roster. I'm going to choose the Add Member button and enter Maria Garcia's name and hit Search. I'm going to locate the correct Maria Garcia by cross-referencing the ID number for her that I wrote down earlier. I'm going to choose to add her to my example local and confirm my choice. Next, I'm going to do the same for John Doe. Again, I'll double check to make sure the right one is being added by using his ID number, and I'll confirm my choice. Great, I've added my new members. Now I can move on to my submission report. The old program only listed members with an outstanding balance. The new program lists all the members in my local. However, only the members that have a payment due will feature a checkbox next to their name. You can also see that there are methods to organize and filter members by using the top buttons and search box. Choose the members that will pay and check the corresponding box. I'm going to choose Maria Garcia, John Doe, and another person, Jane Doe. And I'm going to hit Review Selections. I'm going to double check my information. The total of my submission should equal the total of the bank deposit. If I find an error, I can use the back button. I see that I shouldn't be adding Jane Doe, so I'm going to click the back button and deselect her. Now that I've got the right people, I'm going to click Review Selections again. Finally, I'm going to click the Process Dues button and confirm it. You'll see a green success box once they've been processed. Within 24 hours of processing dues, you will receive a verification email. It will list the invoice number. The verification email will be sent to whomever processed the dues. Once you've submitted your members, you will be able to view the invoice back on the portal page under Open Invoices. I'm going to click the Dues Processed button. And here are my open invoices. You'll also be able to see which members have been processed by clicking the Member Dues Processed button. You can cross-reference the invoice with the members that were submitted by using the invoice number. If you run into any issues or have questions about this process, please email the TRTA membership department at membership@trta.org. Thanks for watching and happy reporting.